Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's Finny here from Finny's Homebrew Emporium. It's really hot outside. Christchurch is baking at the moment, so I thought I'd pour myself a Pilsner. Well, this is our partial mash Pilsner I brewed a couple of weeks ago, mentioned in one of my clips. So with our partial mash range, I'm trying to keep it simple. It's supposed to be like a first step away from kits for people. So as you know, if you're a full grain brewer, or if you've done lagers before, they're quite a process, with temp control and all that. So I've tried to do like a pseudo Pilsner, just to add to our range, because we've been asked quite a few times about it. So this one is that. So I've used workhorse yeast from Mangrove Jack's. So it's supposed to be very clean fermenting yeast, but it's an ale yeast blend, so it works at 15 degrees and upwards. So this one was fermented at around about 20, which I was trying to replicate. No temp control, it's just in the back here. Trying to replicate, what those people moving away from kits would be going through. So it's still a wee bit cloudy. It's only been in the keg, 10 days, so it's still early. But I've already had a bit today. It's not bad. It's got a nice sort of hop bitterness. I use Nelson Sauvin for the hopping, so that's worked really well. And it's just very easy drinking. You could drink a lot of this on a Sunday afternoon after mowing the lawns or wherever. But yeah, I mean, it could always be a bit clearer. For those actually making it in the kits, I guess we could give them a gelatin pack just to clear it out. So I'm quite happy with that, actually. The other beer I kegged this morning was the all grain version of the KPA that we've done, which is another partial mash kit that we've got here in the shop, and that tasted really good going into the fermenter. That was one I mentioned I'd changed my water profile, so hopefully that's added to it as well. I'd be interested to do it again without and see what happened. But yeah, it's good. That tasted pretty good. So I added gelatin into that one because the yeast seemed to have clouded up the beer a bit, hadn't dropped out, and so it's the first time I've used gelatin in the keg. So I made that up this morning, biffed it in before, and then transferred the beer out on top of it. So hopefully that should have mixed it in nicely, and that will clear up in a couple of days' time. We'll pour out a couple of a pint or so. Hopefully all the gunk comes with it, and we have some nice clear beer, because it was tasting good. So fingers crossed. I'll add an apology right now for I've not been around looking at YouTube videos and commenting as much recently, mainly because I blew my speakers in the the power pack for my speakers in the shop blew, so I've not had any power to those. So I've found my old trusty earphones, but it's not as easy as just being able to click and use these things. So sorry about that, but I'll be back around now. Now I'm using those, and I'll find a power pack hopefully that's the right amplitude and voltage and stuff, so I don't blow anything up in the shop. Nice bit of spiciness from the Mochuaker, I think. It's pretty good. So I've got some bits and bobs. I'm sort of quite taken with trying to make a decent meat, and the last couple I tried to use Nutrient, but I was just using my one for the beer thing. It wasn't quite the right one. So I've been on to winemakers.co.nz and got some Fermaid A and some Go Firm, and I've picked out the Lallemand yeast, the EC118 or something like that. So I'm just talking now with the local beekeeper society and trying to get a couple of kgs of two different honeys, and I'll get cracking with another couple of meads, I think. So fingers crossed. I'll work it through with them over this next week, and then we'll get into some more meads and try and use that three-step process that is talked about in this book. Which reminds me, I've also got this book, This one I've only half read. And this book. And this book. So, I've got some reading to do, and I've also got the malt book that's coming out. It's part of the Brewers range. That one's coming out in December, so that's on backlog. So I'll get that as soon as it comes. So I've been going to be no TV for a while. Just burying my nose in some of these books, which always helps when talking to customers, definitely. And the last bit, so I've got some footage just about to come up of me sorting out my cake fridge. You'll see it in the video. It was overdue, and now it's looking all neat and tidy. So you're going to have a look at this. I'll have a bit more of this beer. Yeah, so I'm so stoked I finally got around to doing that. Gives me more space in the fridge. I'll be able to get some homebrew. I haven't really restocked it yet, but it's one of my jobs for this evening. Go in and get some of the homebrew in there, so I don't just keep drinking from the keg, because I've still got bottles of ESB and Saison and some club brews that I just never get around to drinking, because waiting for them to cool down, which you put them in the fridge. Especially this time of year, now it's getting hotter. There's no chance of just being able to go to the fridge, go to the garage like you can in winter and just pick one out. So tomorrow, which is Saturday, I'm filming this on Friday, but getting ahead of myself hopefully. There is the South Island Beer Festival, which is held at Ilam House, which is in the grounds of the university. It's the university staff bar, which has some great beers on tap. If you can ever get a chance to go down. But twice in the summer they hold a little beer festival, and we say little, but there's 35 beers there, but it's quite an under-publicised event, so you get about 300 to 400 people wander around, sort of enjoy the ambience of the place. It's a beautiful old building. It's been renovated since the earthquakes. It's got beautiful gardens, big trees, and hopefully I'll get some footage to add on to the end of this, because it's a beautiful little place and an event to go to. It's one of my favourites. So there's quite a mixture of South Island beers on tap there, so looking forward to it. It should be some good ones between the 35 of them, I hope. This is South Island Beer Festival, and it's hot, but we're forecast hail. I'll do this later and we'll see if there's some white on the floor. Say hello to Mike. Hey, Jaden. I'm sorry, I don't know you, but say hello. Hello. You're on YouTube. Hey everyone. So, this is the same pan wrap I gave you earlier, and we didn't get the hail, which is annoying, because I wanted to do this with like white on the floor. But the weather's not looking good. It's starting to spit. These guys have done brilliantly. We've had a really good event, and the weather has just stayed off. Like, last order's just been called, and as you can see, it's very different to what you saw earlier. So, well done to the guys organising this event. It is the best beer festival in Christchurch, in New Zealand, that no one knows about. It's great. So we're going to keep it that way, as long as not too many people will be watching this video. So the southerlies come in though. It is freaking cold. When we started this, I think it was 30 degrees, and now it's like 12, 15, something like that. And the rain's starting to come in sideways. So I'm going to go. I've had some great beers today. I'll catch up with that probably after this, and give me a clue of what I've been drinking. Yeah, so it was a very successful South Island Beer Festival, thanks to Charles and his crew. And apparently I do hear rumours that it could be under threat from the university using it for other things, but fingers crossed it will keep going. So, easily, it was possibly the best lineup they've had so far. Lots of different beers to try, and everyone was, like, there wasn't one I sort of went, ugh. I mean, apart from the Moa Berliner Weiss, which by the time I got it was a little bit flat, and it wasn't as tart as I probably would have expected, but that was one out of probably 13, 14 beers I tried. And the standout for me was the Baltic Porter from Harrington's, which had been oak aged and had boysenberries added to it. And it was just so smooth. It was the biggest beer there, 8%. But yeah, really Moorish beer. So apparently it's in bottles and in some of the New Worlds. So if you can find it, grab a bottle because it is so good. I think that'll do me for now. Tonight, this is now Thursday. I've been running a bit late, so we've got the next edition of our Clone Wars. So we've got 4 or 5 guys coming in later tonight, bringing their hot-wired versions, and we'll see who comes out on top. So if anyone can get close, it'd be good. Mine main's not Picard, because I had to have it on the heat pad over the last few days to try and get it to finish off that last bit of sugar. So mine might be a little syrupy, but we'll find out in due course. And I'll let you know next week who wins. Take care for now. Enjoy your beers you make or the ones you try, and we'll catch you next week.